It is Monday, October 28th. We're about to be on planes and trains and all the things to get to our next More Than Cars shoot. But first, we're talking about the earnings reports, consumers interested in driving EVs, and the last thing. What actually happens when you see the same ads over and over? I think this is some interesting insights here.
Over and over. I think it's a great insight.
For all the people getting lazy on their creative.
Oh, he caught him.
It's gonna burn you in the end.
Like that on a Monday, didn't you?
You thought you were winning, but you're losing.
Wow, just crushed him on a Monday.
The CFO thought he was winning, but the sales floor realizes you're losing.
I don't know how that's handled. That's great.
It's sometimes well, sometimes poorly. It's the nature of business. Hey, so we're excited because the team is in several places right now. Actually, Nathan's running the show from JFK Airport. Kyle and I are about to hit the road or the skies. We're probably going to roll with a heavy team. We have 10 to 12
It's a full throttle team this time. We're going in
12
deep.
people on site at Rorman to shoot the first episode of season 2, or at least I don't know the release order, but this is the first shoot we've done for season 2 of docuseries More Than Cars. You can see episode 1, 2, 3 at morethancars.tv, or you can go on our YouTube channel, or you can actually search it on Prime. Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about that, but if you're listening to this show, you will know. You can search this on Prime now and see it. It does cost $1.99 to see the season, but that $1.99 is like a vote, is like a flag in the ground that you're saying, Amazon, there are people that want to watch this show. There are a community around this show. And if you pay $1.99, let us know you did it. And we're going to give you some extra love on the show or somewhere or something. And then we're going to eventually get it moved to ad supported. So everyone, all your friends, all your family can watch it. Hopefully maybe over Thanksgiving. If not, you should pay the $1.99 and just have it running in the back and be
just have it running.
That's actually the industry I'm in, not what you thought.
I love it. That sounds great.
It does. And then episode 4 of season 1 is going to be released in just 2 weeks. So this is the one we shot at Mohawk Chevrolet in the Hudson Valley, not the Hudson Valley, but just north of Albany. Boy, this one is full of energy because this is a competitive, sports-oriented store. And so this one's going to be a lot of fun. And so, again, do we have a pre-sign up for this, or is it just a LinkedIn Live event right now? We can't do everything. We can't get
LinkedIn Live.
LinkedIn Live. Yeah. Click on our profile, click on events. You'll see it there. You can join. Be with us for the premiere because it's so much fun. When everyone's in the chat, we're in the chat and just watching some things go down. Let's talk about some news.
Let's get into it.
Lithia and Driveway, which is the same company, right? Autonation and Sonic all reported their Q3 financial reports. Little contrasting reports here, marked by the cyber attack impact, record revenues, and operational success in both new and used vehicle segments. A record Q3 revenue of $9.2 billion, which is up 11% year over year. Lithia, this is Lithia's numbers. They saw used car sales jump 18.4%.
Wow.
300 plus dealerships continued acquisitions. Profit per unit did fall significantly, though, with gross margins declining from 7.2 to 6.6% in used cars. Also, some rising operational costs. AutoNation, their revenue declined actually 4%. To 6.6 billion, with a 9% drop in gross profit, attributed largely. They still talked about the residual effects of the CDK cyber attack that disrupted operations. Wow. CEO Mike Manley said the team has been super resilient, citing strong performance in new car and after sales services as key drivers to offset some of those declines. Echo Park, which is Sonic Automotive's used car division, set a new Q3 record with 55.2 million in gross profit, alongside a 131% year-over-year increase in net income, thanks to all that cost cutting we were talking about 6-9 months ago, and downsizing, meaning closing underperforming stores. But despite a 7% drop in unit sales, cost savings drove up per unit gross profits to $3,111 per unit, showcasing some resilience. What do we have this week? This week we have Group 1 coming up, Penske and Asbury. So we got pretty interesting tail.
We'll keep you up to date on that. Look, I would just say, if this is what's happening at the Publix and used cars are still on a run, like pay attention to your used car profitability, expenses, marketing, inventory. because if these publics are getting their fair share of the used car market right now,
exists. It's just, I mean, this is one of those things where it's easy to look at the publics. I think it's a good litmus test. I mean, some groups are large still, right? And they can take some cues and things, but what non-public groups has is the advantage to not be at the mercy of that 90-day earnings reporting cycle, which is obviously one of the challenges. And you and I got a pretty good front row seat to this and some consulting with some publics and things like that. They have some pretty unique challenges with, public perception, with earnings reports and all that. If you're not a public, you do have quite an advantage of being able to, kind of stick with a long-term strategy that's working, or might take a little more time to bake. And look, last leg of the year, I think everyone's just got to get more creative, honestly.
That's it. Yep. There's plenty to grab as far as consumer demand this quarter. Don't get caught up by the political thing. It'll be over in a couple of weeks.
There. It's actually a week from tomorrow. Well, we say
a week from tomorrow, right? Yeah.
At least,
I mean, well, there'll be some residual impact, but like the big push of it, right?
Yeah, and so advertising will stop largely.
Yes,
right?
Yeah, just like gear that thing up, get your content ready, get your inventory right, and finish the year strong. I mean, that I haven't heard of anyone just like full on doom and glooming this thing right now, and the earnings reports are up. So let's go. Let's have a Q4. All
right, here's a little something that might help. Stop. Look, speaking of the creative side of it, how do you generate traffic? Well, by giving consumers what it is that they're actually looking for. A recent Consumer Reports survey shows that many Americans are still interested in exploring electric vehicles. Get this, 50%, 1 out of every 2 Americans saying they would consider test driving an EV during their next dealership. Only 37% are not interested. So 50% are like, I'm definitely interested. 37%, I'm not interested. A little bit of a delta there. Those are the people on the bubble. So a pretty big majority. 20% of consumers seeking hybrids or EVs reported dissatisfaction with dealership information on EVs and hybrids, while another 46% felt only somewhat satisfied. So we got some work to do and some ground to make. Here's a quote from Chris Hardo, senior policy analyst at Consumer Reports. He said consumer interest in cleaner vehicle types continues to be strong, but many consumers still have a lot of questions. Smells like opportunity.
Look, if I'm in a dealership right now and I'm hearing this, I'm going, great. I'm running 3 trainings this week specifically on EVs, competitors, how it works, why it works, what technology is available in my EVs. I'm putting those jokers on the front line, and I'm running some content that says, get your free EV test drive first look here.
Yes.
And look, here's the thing. So many people come in and don't buy the first thing that they drive. Just get some energy and excitement out of it, and maybe you become home base for EV information over the next 3 to 4 years as people are figuring out what their next vehicle is, even if they don't buy that EV right now.
Such a good point. I was at a cars.com private dealer roundtable last week, and one of the points that was brought up, I think it was by their CMO, Jenny, she was like, she's been in a lot of different industries, and she's like, automotive is the only industry where the fun or the consideration pool actually grows the further customer goes down the funnel.
Isn't that wild?
It is. And that means when you're in the store and you see EVs and you see these test drives and you see a bunch of information, guess what? 50% of Americans are already saying I consider it. What a great differentiator. And even if it's not like, I feel like marketing this way is a way to drive consumer interest. If this is in their mind, then that might actually push them over the edge to just start shopping your website.
I went camping this weekend, and before I even told anyone that I was in auto, I was in 3 conversations about EVs. Before I even told anyone I was in
these
auto.
Are with people you didn't know.
I had no clue who these people were. They didn't know I was in auto. 3 conversations about EVs. The consumer is aware.
Oh my gosh. And Nathan is live typing in a producer's note from JFK Airport. He said that was why he rented an EV last month. Full video to come soon.
Whoa.
Oh, that's right.
That's
right. We do have a little vlog kind of video on the EV experience, Nathan's EV experience. I'm going to say I tried to coerce him into driving the Cybertruck when we were with John Foley. I was like, Nathan, you got to drive this. And he was like, I think I've had enough new adventure for one day. That EV6 put him right over. It was it was an Ioniq. What was it? Ioniq 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's typing in more notes. Just come into the show at this point.
Unbelievable.
Nathan,
Okay, fine. Hi.
Okay, we can hear him. I can't see him. Can you?
I can't see him. I can hear him. This is like one of those old school calls in.
Okay, the voice is the producer.
Yeah, yes, exactly. No, I was just we were driving an EV6, and the reason I didn't want to drive the Cybertruck is that's just like that was a lot of like liability right there. I was like.
It was a high pressure situation.
It was a very high pressure
I get
situation.
it. And especially when I like sprung it to you, like we drove it, it was in self-driving, and then we pulled into a parking lot and I stopped. I'm like, all right, Nathan, your turn. He's like, I'm good. That's all right. It gives us a chance for the next time you have the opportunity. You're going to take it next time, because I will say at the end, the next day, he was like, I should have drove it.
I know. I was kind of regretting it, having a little bit of FOMO after the fact.
It's okay. We'll make it happen. Speaking of a little bit of regret,
segue.
I think it should be regret.
All right, here's an ad ID survey. Their latest survey highlighted that ad fatigue as a growing influence on consumer behavior is coming around, with a significant portion of U.S. adults feeling increasingly disinclined to engage with brands that overuse ad repetition.
Whoa.
Here it is. 61% of adults report reduced interest in brands showing repeated ads, and 49% admit skipping a product purchase due to excessive ad exposure.
Dang.
Altogether, younger adults, men, and parents express heightened annoyance with repeat ads. 76% prefer ads that align with their interests. 63% say fresh, relevant ads drive new purchases.
Okay.
Here it is. Ad ID CEO Nada Bradbury is urging brands to rethink ad strategy, saying the next step will be knowing how many times seeing the same ad is too many. So what is the ad frequency, and when do you need to pull the plug on that content?
Oh my gosh, this is such a big one for our industry, who has a lot of repetitive, naturally speaking, repetitive ads, and even ads that might not be the same ad. We're like, oh, no, we have all of our offers. Same B-roll, same voiceover, just some different numbers at the end. Listen,
make me want to throw up.
That people want variety in the creative, in the way you're presenting yourself. You have to invest in making multiple types of ads, some brand ads, some offer ads, and running a variety. Or as this says, it's like just peppering the market with ads. You could actually be turning people off from your brand. People want to be entertained when they see an ad. They want something that's relevant. And then obviously on the data side, how many times are they seeing it? You better know. I don't know. I'm an advocate for creative. I mean, I am
too, man.
You keep beating the horse. The horse seems dead to me. But
I'm all about this one. I'm like, refresh your creative, make sure and make it relevant, especially if you're delivering different ad channels, put the creative there that makes the most sense for the audience.
It's honestly one of the reasons that we've built the More Than Cars ecosystem the way we have, because you can run ads to the content we make for More Than Cars, right? Like, we're going to put the dealership in the best light. So it's just like, do it a different, you don't have to get us to do it, but like, just get a phone and like talk to your people, tell the good stories. It's not that hard. We're trying to show you the way.
Tell the good
we'll
stories,
help you however we can. In the meantime, make sure you go over and you check out the LinkedIn page so you can be part of the premiere of More Than Cars episode 4.